Hey everybody, this is late Saturday night. It may be Sunday already. If it is, happy Easter, by the way. I hope y'all are having a great weekend. We got to see our grandbabies today, and that is always such a joy. Tomorrow, for the first time, I think it will be the first Easter since I was a teenager that I have not cooked Easter dinner. But I'm not going to this year. It is just us, and we're all adults, and somebody else can cook, or we can go out to eat, but I'm not cooking this year. And I have Buster and Zion both down here, and they are playing with each other. So if you hear a bunch of running around, that is the two of them. Zion is our cat, and Buster is our Boston Terrier. I did not do a video for Freebie Friday, and I did not get to do the Watercolor Wednesday. So my Freebie Friday is going to be shown on Easter, and it is going to be watercolor. We're going to do a shell, y'all. We're going to do a big shell that I got at Salvation Army, and we're going to do some watercolors. I don't know if it's going to work. And of course, we'll find out together. And I may throw some alcohol. No, I always call it alcohol. Why do I do that? I may throw some acrylic inks in there with it. And who knows? I may put some alcohol inks in there and show you what happens when you do alcohol inks on ceramic tile. I may do that too. Who knows? You don't ever know. I started out with a good idea, but it could change midstream. That's just how I roll. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'm going to turn it around. Hopefully. Okay. And I am going to get it on here. I am going to measure so it goes out. I did notice on my last haul video, that last haul video, it was I almost didn't air it. I almost didn't put it up, and I thought, oh no, y'all need to see the good and the bad. And that was bad. That was a bad video. I'll be the first one to admit it. But there were a couple of good points in there, so that's the reason why I put it up. I had it too close, and sometimes this phone is really weird. Sometimes I can't get it in the full width, and I don't know why. It has something to do with the settings. I don't ever change the settings, so I don't know what's going on. Oh, I wanted to show you. This is something new that I got from Amazon. I haven't even opened the package. It was on sale. It had really good reviews. Now, I'm not sure how to pronounce that correctly. OOLY? I want to say OOLY. I'm not sure. I guess it could be OOLY. Well, I'll tell you what, they didn't want you getting into this plastic. I am doing it away from me, y'all. I know I make y'all nervous every time I pick up anything with a point. Ooh, these are quite pretty. These, I think, are a little bit too bright for what I want to do with the shell. But we might try it out on a little piece of paper and see. I've got some bookmarks. That brush is sort of cool, but let me wet it and just see. Don't ever, I started to push it. Don't ever do that with your brush because you got that gum. And you want that gum to dissolve, but boy, it's still stiff. Look at that. I think that brush is bad. Wow. Okay. I'm really putting the water to that, and it's still not. Okay, I've never had a brush to do this before. Okay, we will try that and say, I'm going to set that over here. And let's just do this. Let's just try one of these. We won't put a lot of color, a lot of water, because these you can't put a lot of water on. We know this. But they still work. They're still pretty. Even though they're really thin. I've got some really pretty bookmarks that way. And I am going to get just a piece of paper. I'm not going to tape this one off because I'm not going to be doing anything real fancy. We're just going to test these out. Oh, let's see. We'll use the new. Oh, wow. That sprays it down. That's a lot of water. I've got all my phones down here. Buster's laying down here by my feet. You want to say hello? He never barks. He very rarely barks. Where'd Zion go? Okay, we're going to move that out of the way, but this is the shell we're going to be painting. And my Temu order should be coming in soon. I don't know what to paint, y'all. Okay. I want to pick up the ponding one. Okay. I'm going to dry that real fast. Okay, and I'm going to dry that real fast. Okay, And somebody used a plastic card. And I meant to get a plastic, oh, I got one. Okay. And I just wanted to see if you could, I don't see where this works. Get fine lines. They don't seem to be working. I think I'd rather use a liner brush. Thank you. It doesn't really seem to be. I am loading my brush up a lot. And this brush is not holding. Water as good as it should. Okay, I don't like this brush, so I'm going to set it over here. This brush that came with this is not too bad. Let me load it again because I'm trying to get... I want that color. I don't want that stark color on the edge. So I'm going to have to go around and we're going to have to get some of that off there. This probably needs oh, this has got color in it. I'm just placing some color. Do you know what this is yet? Does it look like anything to you? Okay. Let's see if I can. That doesn't look good. This does have a big wide leaf. There are big wide leaves. Okay. Does that look like an iris to y'all? Let me pull it so you can see it closer. Does that look like an iris now? Does it need another leaf out there? This is just to test the paints anyway. I have very little colors, so I'm having to utilize the colors that I have to make other colors, which is doable. Sometimes I think it's more fun when you have to make your own colors. But now these are supposed to be neon. Buster's looking at me like, okay, when are you going to leave? When are you going upstairs? Okay, let me get one of my good brushes. And let's see what we can do with getting a really good wash. And I'm still using these OOLY paints because I want to see. I want to see what they'll do. And I am gonna wet the paper a little bit because I want to get some blue, but I don't want it to. Try not to get it. Okay, with the blue. Add a little purple. And I'm just sort of dotting it around and getting it. Let me see if I can get most of this off. And yes, I'm turning it around. I don't want to take it all off. Okay. Okay, and then I'm going to go in with pink and a little bit of purple. And I'm taking most of it. Those are green dots. I don't want green dots. I need paper towels, and I don't. I'm out of paper towels. There we go. Those are not green. Buster. He's right at my feet, and he's nudging the back of my leg. Like, play with me. Okay, well, we know what they look like by this, right? We're going to dry this. And I'm going to wipe this off before I close it. But I'm not going to close it right now because you see all that water in there? And I don't want that to get moldy in there. So, oh. And I'm going to just clean that off and lay this right over here. We don't need to do another one, so I'll put this one up. And let's see. Do I want to do white? I don't know if I want to do white or black, so I'm going to do white first. To highlight around the flower and see if I like it. Oh yeah, I like it better in the white. And let me put a few little white dots in here too to just make this a little bit more. Okay. At least we were able to check out the colors. And I can tell it's an iris. I didn't really have any dark colors. And it was fun to do. So, and I will wet this down and put it in a book. That's how I do it. I've showed that to you before. So if you've not seen it, go back and watch a couple of my Watercolor Mania videos, and it shows you how to get these flat. And they do. They get just as flat as, and then they don't lose their shape anymore. I just didn't want it white. I don't know. It's just me. It may have been fine on white, but I just didn't want it on white. And I'd love to paint like a little butterfly or something, but I'm not going to because I really want to get into the shell. Right there. And it is already so late. I do not want to be down here until 4 o'clock in the morning, but you know, it may happen. Who knows? I have my, let me do this. Okay, span it back up. I have my cup. This is almost 1.5 years old, I guess, because Rose made this for me. And I love this. I use it all the time. It's got the steampunk owl, and it's got my name on it. And I love it, and I'm just letting Rose know that, yeah, I still use it. Rose, thank you so much. And she also made Ashley one. But I'm drinking water out of it right now. Okay, we're going to get started in this, but I wanted to show you something. Before we start. Excuse me. I got this at Salvation Army, and I don't know if y'all saw this or not, but I picked this up at the last haul video. I didn't realize there was 2 of them. And I don't remember how much I paid for it, but you could find out in the original video. I'm going to use this to mix my paints up in to do this. And see how that works. And I think I'm going to use Hippie Crafter paints on this. I think. I may use a mixture of Hippie Crafter and this brand Artistro. Is that how you say that? Artistro? I don't know. I really like this set. I really, really like that. But we are going to move stuff around a little bit. I don't want to be reaching over trying to get my brushes cleaned out. So we're moving this around just a little bit. I'm moving my lamp. I will open the watercolors. I will put one there, and I will put I sort of wish those things would come off though, because I don't really need Can I do it that way? Boy, yeah, let's do it maybe that way. Okay, that way you can see it all, right? And the bad thing is I do not have any clean water, and I want to start out with some really clean water. So I'm going to take some of this and get another cup. Just for clean water. Now I can wash it out in those, but if I need to pick up water, hang on just a minute, I'm just getting clean water. And that's just if I need to pick up more water. There it goes. It takes a while, but good enough. Okay. And I will put that right there for my clean water. And we are going to start with this brush. I don't know, maybe we should start with a bigger brush. We're going to start with a bigger brush. This is a 14, size 14 brush. I'm going to just, oh, this is not clean. Look at that. Nope. It's got a brownish tint to it. So I did not clean that brush out good. Okay, there we go. And I'm just putting some water in a couple of these just to get, and I could spray it down, I know I could, but okay. First color, I'm not sure what this color is, and I guess I should be telling y'all this. Let me look and see. Oh, this doesn't have the colors on it. It's Hippie Crafter. It's a yellow. I'm so sorry. I know. I'm mixing some brown in with it. And this is almost a mustard color, if I had to call it anything. And I am spraying it down a lot. A whole lot. Now, I just want to see what it's going to do, because I don't even know how it's going to react to the shell, okay? It may just go right in, absorb in, and not do anything. I have never done this before, so I do not know. And I'm taking it all the way around the edge. Of the shell. Oh, that was almost perfect right there for the amount of paint. Okay, and now I'm going to go in and add some darker. That's what I did not do. I did not activate these paints. I knew something was wrong. I did not add water to the paint, y'all. And now I'm wondering why they're not working. They're not working because I did not activate the paints. Okay. This should help. Oh, yes. It's so funny how when you do it the right way, it does work. And I am just going through and trying to get a few different shades. So I'm going back to what I call mustard yellow. I'm thinking that is probably oh, poo-poo. Well, when it comes to me, I will tell you. Right now, it's not coming to me at all. It's a very common color in watercolors. I'm going to look on my Winsor & Newton because it is in there. Okay, and I hope you see this. And I'm wanting it to look sandy. That is the main reason why I am doing this. To make it look sandy. And I'm just going over it. And I just lost my okay. I lost my clean water, y'all. But we're going to go in with some blue. And more blue. Okay. Then we're going to get a different shade of blue going. Right here. I'm going to keep building it up. I'm putting more color. And I am adding water. And the good thing is these hippie crafters are very, very pigmented watercolors. So it allows me to be able to do this. Okay, and then I want that color. Let me put it right here. Yeah. It's like a teal blue-green. But it's gonna look more I want that color right there. Can you see the difference? That's got a purplish hue. That is a deeper blue. That is an ocean. Closer in, I'm going to say. So I'm going to, this is really, really runny, and I'm letting it run down. Yeah. Okay. Now we're going with this blue. We're going to go in with that blue. Now we're going to just sort of put it around. to go in with this blue. Now I could have painted this white to make these stand out, but I did not want it to be stark. I did not want it to be like a painted seashell where it was white and I wanted to be able to put color on top of color. And I wanted the natural shell to come through. This is a rough shell. It is not a glossy, smooth shell. And see how the cracks and stuff come through? Now I do think I'll probably use white for that, I'm thinking. And then put white in there. But I'm going to play around with this a little bit more to get a little bit of different hues going on in here. There's so many different color blues. And I want to get every one of them in here. Now I may use some pearlescent. In spots too. That is the darkest blue right there. So let me really pick up some, oh yeah. Let me get some of that to put right up in here. Okay, I'm going to clean the brush off really, really good. I am going to pick up one of these water brushes that has water in it. Let's see. This does not have water in it. Let's put some water in it real quick. I have a dropper here. And yes, I just knocked over my water because I'm in a hurry. Good enough, that's plenty of water. These screw off and on opposite. Now there is water in this, but I want to make sure that this is saturated with white. I want to see what is going to come out. Nope, that's not going to work. Okay, we're going to get some if I can find it. The gouache, the white gouache. And I don't know what I did with it, y'all. This is it right here. No, that's acrylic. I think I put it in a case, but I don't know. I don't know what case I put it in. Let me see. That's oil. No, that's not the right one. I have so many of these cases. Nope. That's not the right one. Oh, I think this is my... Nope. That is my polymer clay. I don't want to use acrylic. I just have to... I mean, if I have to, I have to. I thought I kept all my paints together for my watercolors. Yep, I did. They're right here. I make it more difficult on myself. Okay, there's the white. And I'm not going to need nearly that amount, but I am going to have to clean my brushes out really, really good. I've got a towel over here. Let me grab. Yeah. Okay, this is what I need. But I need fresh water. I am not, this is not totally opaque, and that's the reason why I wanted to use gouache instead of acrylic, because I want the natural part of the shell to come out. And I also want some pearlescent, so I'm going to use some of this rainbow alcohol ink in with a gouache. We're going to mix it. It is not a solid white. It's got a little bit of blue from the brush, which is okay because it sort of blends in with I know it just looks flat right now. I understand. But I am hoping once I get fresh water, and then I'm going to be dabbing part of the white off. Okay. Now I'm going back in with a deeper blue. And I'm doing it when it's still wet because I want it all to blend. I don't want it to be dry with harsh edges. don't see the shimmer very much in this, which is okay. Actually, I sort of like a little bit of that purple. And I think I'm going to put a little bit of pink going through here. I don't know if you can see this, but I'll show it to you up close in just a minute. Oop, I hope I didn't hit the camera with the paintbrush. Oh yeah, I want some pink right up there. Yes, I do. I like the color variant. I think I'm going to put more brown up there though instead of leaving it white. I think I'm going to go back to what's down here. So let's get a little bit of that color. Yellow ochre. Oh, yeah. Oh, it was on the tip of my tongue, y'all. I thought I had it. Yellow orchid. Whoa. I think that's the first time I've ever cried on my YouTube channel. Oh, see, I could do this for a long time and play with it and do all sorts of, and I didn't know if I was going to like this, to be quite honest with you. But it was a dull shell, and it really didn't have much oomph to it color-wise. If it'd been really shiny and glossy and really colorful, I wouldn't have touched the shell. I would have left it alone, totally alone. But this gives it brings back to life without putting, I don't think I'm going to put a sheen on this. I may put a wax on it. But I don't think I'm going to put a sheen on it. And now, and in places you really don't want the color. Let's see if you can get it off. Let's just see. You can a little bit, yeah. It takes some effort though, because it is so porous. But, you know, you can always put brown back on it and get the closer to the natural color of the shell if you want to do that too. So where it looks like part of the shell is coming through. You can do that too, which is sort of cool, actually. I sort of like the fact that it does look. Oh, this actually looks really cool. Okay, and I think I'm gonna, I could paint something on this, but I would need to wait until this totally dried. Let's see about what happens when I just do this. But now there's a lot of paint and water soaking into this shell. I don't think this is going to dry it completely where you can actually paint. I think this would have to set for at least 24 hours because it still feels damp. But I will try. Because this is going to change. It's going to look different once this is completely dry. What I could do is I could use the UV resin with the soap, the bubbles, and make it look like there were waves going around there, which would be really cool. It really would. But I don't know if that's really what I wanted. I don't want it to look like a definite. I wanted it to have ocean colors of water and sand, which we have accomplished without any issue whatsoever. It's starting to feel a little dry. Okay. I'm going to flip this over because I do not want paint on the glossy part. This is alcohol wipes and it should take it right off. Oh, I do love the way that it did that though. Yeah, I am taking it off where the glossy is. And I'll show this to you. I'm trying to get it clean. Because it looks dirty up in there, so hold on a minute. It is. It's sort of dirty up in there. I don't want to put my good brush up in there though. Hmm. Nothing like... Oh. Okay. I poured water down in there. If I can see dirt, there's no way I'm going to be able to leave it there. And I saw it when... So, I'm getting it out. Because it's too pretty of a shell to have any kind of dirt inside of it. Okay. And I'm going to dump it over there. And then I will wipe it off. And see, it's gone. And now I don't have to worry about it. I'm just doing this to get it away from the top of the shell. Okay, what I wanted to show you is, you see how the watercolor went down? Look at that. Now see, I think that looks cool. That's just cool to me. I love that. I love that effect. In fact, I think I'm going to try to get it to go down in there a little bit with... a little bit of, and I chose my color. I chose the teal. I sort of wanted, yeah, I sort of wanted that color, and I am putting a little bit more of that on there. Well, because it's one of my favorite colors, and I think it reminds me of the ocean. And so I'm going to put a little bit more down in there so it gets down in, and then I will wipe it off. But yes, that's quite pretty. And you can do as much or as little as you want to with this. I'm just playing like I always do. And I am trying to get a little bit of different blue, but I am doing this on purpose. I want it to soak in to the edges where it is not let me get the towel out. See, that just adds to the shell. And you're in control. Do it the colors you want. Do it your favorite colors. It doesn't have to be blue if you don't want it to be blue. Do it the way that you want it done. Do it the way that it would make you happy when you saw it. Okay, I'm going to do this and let that set. Nope, I can't leave it. Too much water. Okay, I'm going to let that set right there because I want that. It keeps going away. Okay, I'm going to let it sit there for a minute. And the same thing in some of these areas where I want it to seep down and set. Okay. This is quite fun. It's messy. It is messy. But there's nothing wrong with messy. Because it's so easy to clean up. It really is. I didn't even use any of those colors, did I? I used the white. Okay, I'm letting it set. I'm going to dry part of it. Let's see what happens when I dry it. Because I want that to set in certain areas. And I need alcohol wipes for this one. Here we go. Oh yeah. And I'll show you the difference. I hope you paid attention to the way it looked, because, and you can do this as little or as much as you wanted, but I wanted the imperfections, and I don't call them imperfections, but some, I just did, but some people, that's the only way they would know what I'm talking about. All these little bits and pieces around here, all of the things that actually make every shelf so unique. That's what I was trying to emphasize. And I made it a little bit darker. And I absolutely love it. It just gives the shell more character. It brings out the true character of the shell. This is a little bit too bright for me. This purple. I want to tone that down quite a bit, actually. I like the purple. But I didn't like it that okay, let me get, because this is rugged. I mean, you know, this is a shell. Bits and pieces of it are coming off. Which is actually cool. That doesn't bother me at all. So this is basically what you have. Now, I could add a lot more color, but it took a very, and I'm going to wax it so it's protected, okay? But I am not adding a sheen to this. I will wax it the same way. Oh, look at that in there. Look at that right there. You wouldn't even notice all that if I hadn't put the color on there. And when I wax it, it will deepen the colors a little bit. Now this will change a little bit as it dries, and I will let it set for at least 24 hours, maybe 48 hours actually, before I wax it. And it will seal it in. This was so simple, y'all. And the reason why I use watercolors versus acrylic is opaque. Acrylic would have put whoop, and you would not see all the different, this actually absorbed into the shell. It is part of the shell now. It is inside the shell. And it gives you enough color so you can highlight the shell all the way around. Acrylic will not do this. And I took something that this should have been a Makeover Monday, I guess, because I got it from the Salvation Army, and it was just plain, and now it's actually quite pretty, and actually very, very happy with it. The colors, it does look like an ocean. The colors on it remind me of the sand and the ocean. And we are done with it. Okay, let me see what time it is. We'll see if we have time to play with alcohol inks real quick. I don't know if we do or not. I will have to check the time real fast. This is 1 hour and 22 minutes. And of course, I probably should quit, but you know, I'm not, because I've been wanting to do it, and hopefully it won't take a long time. And we are going to just, I'm not going to clean this up right now. I will probably spray this all down and then wipe it off. It's not hard to clean up watercolors. Okay. But I'm trying to make a spot so I can and it's that simple. I'm going to move this water over here because I need to go empty it. Alrighty. Now I'm going to go get a ceramic tile, which I just happen to have right here. I am going to use an alcohol wipe, and we are going to wipe it off the best we can. I'm also going to get another piece of paper, if I can find it real quick. Yep. And I'm going to get a piece of paper to put behind. Okay. Now with alcohol ink, and this is alcohol ink, we're going to be using, is this pearl? I don't know. We'll get some out. And with alcohol ink, you use either alcohol, yep, that's alcohol. You use either alcohol spray or there is a blending solution. I am just spraying some alcohol down. And I am just dropping alcohol. Okay, now you got two things you can do with this. Now you can blow it, which you don't have as good a control with if you blow. Why is the alcohol ink doing that? Was that water? Oh, poo. Did I put water? I thought that was alcohol. That looks like it's water. Yeah, something's wrong. Hold on, we're going to do it again because it shouldn't be doing that. Unless there's something wrong with the alcohol. I'm looking for, I've got to have a spray. I'm going to have an alcohol spray bottle. I've got droppers, but I need a spray bottle with alcohol. Is this it? Okay. I know, I think this is it. Okay, let's try this again. It really isn't moving like alcohol should move either, so I don't know. Okay, you can... No, see, it's doing that weird. Okay, what is wrong with this alcohol? I mean... It's like it's getting stuck on this tile though, see? It's not blending, it's not moving, and that's weird. Okay, no, something's wrong. Is there something on the tile? Let's try this. Let's try the paper. Is this a metallic? Because it's not reacting the way it should to alcohol. Yeah, it's the, okay. Is this pearlescent? That may be it, but it's doing a whole lot better on this one. Now this is what I would call abstract, okay? But you can sort of control it a little bit. Yeah, that pink. I don't know what that pink is doing. Oh, it is a pearl. Okay, that's what the problem is. I thought, what in the world is going on? Okay. Because it wasn't reacting the way. Now you can also use canned air. when you're dealing with alcohol inks. This gives you a little bit more control, but the canned air blows it more. You see these little pieces coming off here? Canned air, you can get long, tall ones of that, which really make cool, really, really cool designs. Okay, but you can also control it with a brush. You can take a brush that's got alcohol on it. You can move it around, and you have a little bit more control of what's going on with what you're trying to do with the painting. Well, I call it a painting. Whatever you want to call what you're doing. It doesn't hurt to keep a little cup of alcohol. I normally don't use a brush much. I normally just keep adding alcohol inks. I don't have a regular pink. Which means this is going to be more blue. You see how it's reacting now though? And remember, I'm using just a piece of parchment paper you get at the Dollar Tree. Wax paper is better. I'm going to use the pearl and try to break that up just a little bit. I want to get some cells in here if I can. But pearl and metallic act differently than just regular. Okay, there it goes. Okay, now I'm going to let it set for a minute. I'm not blowing much. And of course you can take, now I don't think I have anything dry. Let me cut a little piece. I've got some of these somewhere. They're little pieces that you just attach to like a stamp handle. Let's see if I can't just make one. Boy, these scissors are not wanting to cut this thing at all. I'm just trying to cut a little piece of this off. And what you do is put alcohol on it. We're going to try it on this. And then you stamp it. Oh, this would be cool to make it look like a little bouquet of flowers. But I can't get it to... Let's see what happens here. No, that's too saturated. And so you can't really see it unless you put a back on it. And this is not a good example because I can't get it to work on this for some reason. And I don't know why. I've never had alcohol ink not sell out and explode. So let's keep... Now it's doing it. Now you're getting the big rings. Okay. Maybe it just needed to be washed off a couple of times. I don't want to use the pearl. Oh, okay. I won't ever get that off my finger. Okay. Oh, here comes the cells. Oh, yeah. That's what I wanted to show you. Lovely cells. Can you see what it's doing? That is so pretty just by itself. But hopefully if I do this, keep your fingers crossed. I don't know. Yeah, okay, now it's reacting similar to way. And I didn't like that, so I'm going back and yeah, this is the fun part of alcohol ink right here. Because you can control it to a certain degree. Now see, that's where I put the alcohol and I sprayed it out. So now, if I took, I do not want, this is a green. I really want pink. Let's see if I can get this pearl to work with my brush. Let's see. I am putting and I'm putting alcohol ink on my brush. And then I'm going to start dotting it along to form a border. Of where I glue it and then started making it smaller little cells. And then you can make it bigger or you can make it smaller. But the alcohol evaporates so quickly. So you have to keep and see, I don't like that, so I'm going to go back in and make those smaller cells. But I'm going to add a little bit of the pink to get a different color going through. I hope you can see what it's doing and how you can manipulate. And the fun thing about this is you can take and cover this with resin and have a coaster. An absolutely gorgeous coaster. And you could play with this over and over and over again. And you could keep adding to it or taking away. And the chances of you ever getting the same one twice is almost none. And I absolutely love this, so I'm going to leave it alone. And I will be putting resin over it because I think it's very, very pretty. Let me up. There you go. There, maybe now you can see it a little bit better. And you can still manipulate. And I'm probably going to hate myself for doing this, but let me just show you. Let me spray this down a little bit. And if you just wanted a little pink in spots. Not everywhere, just in certain areas. You can change this up slightly or a lot by taking a little bitty brush and adding color to it. And you can definitely make it look like little flowers everywhere along the way. And then if you wanted to add something that looked like little green leaves, and I'll show you that too while we're doing it. we're just bordering. Okay. And let's take a green. And it does not take much, but I am going to clean this out a little bit to get the pink out. Okay, now I'm going to soak up the green. Oh, that's not very green. Okay. I'm going to put it right on the brush. And you just keep going back and forth until you get it like you want it. Oh, this is probably going to be a mistake, but I'm going to go for it. Oh no, I like this too. See, you don't ever know what you're going to get, okay? You just do not. I'll lift it up. And I really like that too. And I'm going to leave it alone so I don't mess it up because I am really happy with that. I am going to grab another tile to see if I can't. And let me explain to you. I'm getting the tiles out of my oven. And these tiles are tiles that I have baked polyurethane. No. Polymer clay on for years. And that may be the reason why it resisted it for a while. But we're going to try it on another one. Because I've got this soaked, filled cloth that I know that I could get some really pretty colors out of. Very, very springy. Okay, and we're going to spray some alcohol to get some cells. You see the little cells popping up. That is out. Okay. We're going to go in. I'm going to turn this around this way. See, that is already really, really pretty. Yeah, I added more of the pink. Okay. Okay. I wish I had a little bitty one of these to get in there and do what I need to do. So I'm almost done with this. I wanted to show you how you could take your brush and you can actually paint with alcohol inks. I really need, okay. Okay, where is the... And you just keep playing with it until you get what you like. I'm just making some squiggly lines. And that's good enough. You can do it any way you want to do it. You can make it yours. You can control alcohol ink. It's a little difficult to do at first, but with a tiny brush and learning how much alcohol and how little alcohol. Hold on just a minute. Well, I was wanting to take some off, but I didn't want to take too much off, so instead of doing that, I'll show you another way. Now, alcohol ink will stain. It most definitely will stain. You should wear gloves. I did not wear gloves. And you need to do this in a well-ventilated area also, because breathing in alcohol is not good either. And I probably ruined my because I do not think that is going to come off of there. This may be a magic eraser. Might take it off. And I will bring this closer. And I could have played with it a lot more. And it's not, you know, it's an abstract butterfly, most definitely. But you can tell it's a butterfly. And it's quite pretty. And it was a lot of fun to do. And that's what matters. If you had fun doing it, you can sit there, and I will tell you right now with alcohol ink, I could sit here for hours, and play with alcohol ink. Doing the little blower, doing the cells, taking bigger paintbrushes, smaller paintbrushes, wiggling it around. And if I don't like it, I just wipe it off and start all over again. I have spent probably 10 hours straight playing with alcohol inks. I get so involved with it, I don't want to stop. That's why I don't do it a whole lot anymore, because I don't know when to say, okay, enough's enough, because I do enjoy it so much. Now I want to show you, because this is a real thing. I had forgotten. If having your nails look like that for a couple of weeks doesn't bother you, then that's fine. Don't bother wearing gloves. If this is going to bother you, unless you have the best hand cleaner, and if you do, please let me know what it is. This stuff has to wear off. And you go around with that stuff in and around your nails until it literally wears off. And my hands are in dishwater pretty much every day. If not every day, every other day. And it still takes a good week for that to wear off. That is why you should wear gloves. even putting alcohol and even scrubbing it down, it will not come out right away. Just letting you know. So in case that bothers you, and it bothers me, and I should have put gloves on, but I didn't, and I know better. Okay, where's the other one? Let's do a recap. Alcohol inks on ceramic tiles. Oh, and by the way, these ceramic tiles, if you have a Habitat for Humanity store, you can go in and buy these tiles for like 5 cents a piece, y'all. And you could take and put the gold pen all the way around and put cork on the bottom and put I would put regular resin on there, not UV resin, but you could use UV resin if you wanted to. But just do a top coat of epoxy resin on there, and it will last. That's a lot of fun to work with. Also, and I really wanted to show you on, because I used wax paper on one many years ago. I used wax paper, and I still have it somewhere. I don't know where it's at, or I'll show it to you. If you're just practicing and you've got this parchment paper or wax paper from the dollar store, try it, because you can. It's a non-porous surface, and it works great. UPO paper is what I did my drawings on that I actually sold. UPO paper is not cheap. It's expensive paper, but it's great to do alcohol inks on. Ceramic tiles is another thing that is great. We also used to buy the ornament-shaped tiles, and we would do those at Christmas time. Oh, that was so much fun to do, and you would make ornaments out of. So if you have alcohol inks for your resin, and they're just sitting in your supplies, and you want a little change from resin, take your alcohol inks out. Now, Let's Resin alcohol inks are not going to have the same pigment as Tim Holtz Ranger. They are not going to be as pigmented. And I'm looking to see if I can find let me see if I can find the Tim Holtz, the Let's Resin. Nope, those are, now these are Brea Reese. Let's try theirs. Let's see if theirs does. Oh, there's the blending pen. Yeah, now I used to be in alcohol inks. Well, you can tell. This is all alcohol inks. This was not bought for resin. Oh, wow. This is alcohol inks, too. I don't think I've ever... Oh, they're leaking. I don't think I've ever used it either. This came off of Temu. My favorite is Tim Holtz Ranger alcohol inks. There's the blending solution. There's the little stamper pads. Well, while we're doing it, let me just show you. Let's just do this. We'll try some of Brea Reese's alcohol inks. I cannot find the Let's Resin. I'm wondering what this would do with watercolors too. I think that would be cool. I'm going to leave these out to see next time I play with watercolors. Okay, let me see if I can find them up here. I may have put... No. I'm looking to see if I can't find my Let's Resin alcohol inks. We'll try Brea Reese's, and I'll show you the alcohol. Let me find another. This one's pretty dirty. Let's see if we can get it clean with an alcohol wipe. And there's something on this. That's a good thing about a glaze, and it has to be glazed. If you get ceramic tile, it has to be a glazed ceramic tile. Okay. We're going to try this one more time. And this time we're going to use the blending solution. I'm wiping it off with my butt, y'all. Okay, because I don't have any paper towels. Okay, I don't know if these are any good or not, so. Goodness, I can't get it shut. Okay. Okay, and then we're going to use some of that. Then we're going to blow it for a minute. Now I use colors that should not have turned it black. But somehow it looks like it has. So maybe one was not the color I thought it was. I thought I used pink. And blue. It turned it all purple. I'm taking it off little by little. See, that's quite pretty. What is that? Okay, that was something that was on the tile. I'm going to do that because there's way too much purple in there. Okay. I want more blue. In fact, I want more yellow. So hold on a minute. Remember when I said you can just wipe it off? I am. I'm just wiping it all off. Oh, there was something on this. Those colors shouldn't be there, but that's okay. We're going to just put a drop. And we will play with this for a minute. That's neon pink. Okay. Yeah, I love this stuff right here. Okay. And now I'm going to add a little bit more of the blue. You see how dark it is right there? And I could keep doing this and leaving it that tone. And I could bring some of the darker tones in, even on top where it's light. But I don't want it that dark, so I'm going to add some blending solution. Whoa. Now you see what I'm doing? I'm taking blending solution. Now I'm going to take a little brush. Just to do a little. And you can make it as big or little. It is however you want to do this. And it's so much fun, y'all. So, yeah, and that is Brea Reese's, which I'm sort of impressed with, okay? And they are lovely for this. Now, they're not, I didn't like them for resin. And I'm glad I tried them because I would not have thought that they blend and they do well for alcohol ink painting. Very, very well. And I like it better with the alcohol blending solution. And then when I reuse these, you don't have to if you don't want to. And I do wash those off. I do not throw those away. This is a, let me show you. Alcohol in, it's a blending pen. There's alcohol. Now this may be dried up because, oh no, it's not. I don't think I want to go in and do anything with it. I'm probably going to regret this. But to show you, say you wanted to put little dots. Can you see what I'm doing? You actually wanted to be able to go in. You see what it's doing? It's putting little dots in where I'm touching it. So it allows you a little bit more control. If you wanted to lighten up an area, you could put a lot of dots. You could write. You could write with it. I'm not going to because I don't want to mess this up. But this is a great thing to have too. You don't need it, but it's a fun thing to have. And this is over 10 years old and it's still working. So that speaks volumes for me anyway. I didn't put paper down. Okay. I'm going to spray to try to get And I'm going to have to get a magic eraser and try to get that off. Okay, now we're going to rehash. No, that's not what it's. Let me. And the thing about it is I use the same colors on these two. And look at the difference. Now I used a total different product on that one. And they're all so different, but so easy to do and so much fun to do. So those are alcohol ink tiles. This is alcohol ink done on ceramic tiles. Old ceramic tiles that I have used for 15 years to bake. And this is watercolor on a big seashell, which I absolutely love. You can set it that way. Let me move these over. Those are, I had forgotten. See, this is bringing back, this is going to be hard, but I would suggest you do this outside. Not in a closed up room. I always did this outside on my back porch when I did alcohol ink. This right here would look lovely this way, setting on your table. It would look lovely that way. Or, which way was it? No, which way? There's another way to say, yeah, that way. You see the colors are great everywhere. And it added just enough, but it doesn't look fake. You know, it doesn't look like, it's still transparent enough. It still has that natural feel. And that's why I am not going to put a glaze on it. I will put a wax on it, but I will not put a glaze on it. I want it to always, anything natural, I want it to always look as natural as it can. But that one, I wanted to add color to it, and I really like the way that it turned out. Oh, and we cannot forget the new watercolors I got, the neon watercolors. So, yeah, this was a very successful video. 2 hours and a half. Shorter than some, longer than some. But I had fun doing it, and I hope you enjoyed watching it. And if you did, please hit that thumbs up button for me. If you've not subscribed, I would love for you to do so. I'd also love to see you over there on the Facebook group. And if you have any questions, as always, put them in the comments. I do try to get back to you if you have questions. If I don't answer you in a couple days, please repost the question. It's because it got lost somewhere and I just did not see it. Again, I hope you have a fantastic weekend and happy Easter to each and every one of you. And thank you so much for your support. I appreciate it. I will see you again real soon. Bye-bye.